Happy Tuesday, everyone. Today's September 19th, and it's a big day for me because it is my 6-year anniversary of sobriety, and it's cold and rainy here today. And hopefully you can hear me okay because it's a little breezy, and the ocean waves back there, if you can see them, they're really, really big, so it's pretty loud out here today. Anyways, I wanted to make a little video about my sobriety and my 6 years because it kind of feels like something I should do. But yeah, so a lot of people ask me, why do you stay sober? How do you do it? How do you stay sober? Is it worth it? Do you even have fun living a sober life? And then, other people say, congratulations, I'm so proud of you. And I'm just kind of like, I really don't feel like it's that big of an accomplishment anymore after 6 years because it's just so a part of my life now, and it's normal and it's great. So, I mean, yes, I still know that it's a big accomplishment, and it has not always been easy. So obviously I am proud of myself. I am grateful for where I'm at, but at the same time, when people ask me, is it even worth it being sober? Do you enjoy your life? How do you have fun? It's like sobriety is just who I am now, and I don't even think about drinking or doing any type of drugs, abusing pills or anything. I don't even think about those things anymore. So it's just my life, and obviously I have fun with my life, and there are things to do living a sober life that it's not like I'm sitting here thinking, oh man, I wish I could go out and have a beer or whatever. I don't think those things anymore. It's just not who I am anymore. So how did I get there? I mean, that's like a huge thing to say, because I wouldn't say drinking and abusing drugs was such a huge part of my life, because it was really only a very small portion of my life. But it was during that time of my life that I did it a lot. So it wasn't many years I acted that way, but it was just for that time of my life. It was so prevalent, which I'm actually very grateful for, because there are a lot of situations that are a lot worse than mine. What was I saying? How did I get there? I should really write down like a script or something. My family has been the biggest supporter and really the biggest reason as to where I am today. I would not be where I'm at today if it were not for my parents and my sister and one friend in particular who has just been so honest, brutally honest with me, especially in the beginning of my recovery. So if it weren't for those people and me being honest with those people, I would not be where I'm at today. So a couple tips if you're new in your recovery as to how do you get to 6 years and beyond. Well, first, like I said, find that support. Mine is my family and my friends. And the hardest part is being honest with them, because if you're not honest with yourself, how can you be honest with them? Like I just said a second ago, I have a really close friend that was just so brutally honest with me, because in the very beginning of my recovery, when I got out of treatment, I was still lying to myself. I had to reintegrate myself into life where I still had this very unhealthy relationship kind of around me. So, there'd be times where I would just screw up and I would tell her, but I was still lying to myself. And so because I was lying to myself, in a way I was lying to her, but she saw right through it, and she would just be brutally honest with me and just tell me, Megan, you're doing the wrong thing, or you shouldn't be doing this or that. And at the time, I was very defensive and I didn't want to listen to it, and I would justify my actions. So if you have a friend or a family member like that, Do not push them away, because yes, you may be defensive toward them, and you may not want to hear what they have to say because it doesn't align with where your thoughts are at the time. But they are someone very, very important to keep in your life, because they will keep you in line and they will keep you accountable. You need that accountability, even if you don't believe it in the beginning. And if you are that person that is the friend or the supporter of the addict, just remember that when you do show that honesty to the addict, they will be defensive and they will probably shut you down and justify to you. And the important thing for you is to not be offended and to not be defensive in return to them and say, are you stupid? You know, how can you just not understand this? You, whatever, just, you know, keep it calm and expect that is the response that you're going to get from the addict. And if you expect that that's the response you're going to get from the addict, then it will help you with your thought process a little bit more on how to continue that conversation or continue to support them in a way that is honest, but you're not completely pushing them away. So support is the biggest thing in the beginning of your recovery. And accountability. You need that accountability, because if you don't have someone that you're accountable to, whether it's a family member, a friend, or even a therapist, you'll continue to lie to yourself and justify your actions. And I say that because I've done it. So the second most important thing I feel is spirituality and a relationship with God. There are so many things that I did in my life that I was ashamed of, and I didn't want to turn to God because I was like, if I'm ashamed of myself, what does God think of me? But at a certain point in my life, I had people who helped me to my spirituality and find my relationship with God again. And now, you know, regardless of my mistakes, regardless of the things I was ashamed of or continue to be ashamed of, because I still make mistakes, I know that God will help me through it, and He will be the one to give me my strength and to help me learn. So even if I'm going through a tough time, I'll say, you know, why does God continue to do this to me? Well, maybe there's things I still need to learn from it. And maybe I've drifted far away from God recently and He's trying to pull me back in. But the most important thing that I've learned is that I always need to turn to God when I have a trial or, stressful situation, because He's the only one that will get me through them. And I need Him. So you need your support, you need your accountability, and you need God. If you don't believe in God, you know what they say in the 12-step meetings is you need a higher power. And there's so much truth to it. And I hope that you can find God, because He really is the one that will get you to be strong and get you through struggles that you go through during your recovery, because we all go through struggles. So I really hope that God is someone that you can find and that you can grow in a relationship with. And just continue to share your story, share your struggles, share your successes, and be honest. Be honest with yourself, be honest with others, and be able to recognize when you're justifying your actions, because that is something that we all do, whether you're an addict or not. We all do some sort of justification and minimizing of our struggles. So just recognize when you're doing that, and even if you don't want to believe it, just say, I'm probably justifying right now. And that is a start. That is a big start. Recognizing it, and then eventually you'll grow to being able to stop yourself from those justifications, and then you can be more honest. That is such an important thing in recovery, is honesty. Honesty with yourself and with others. So, anyways, I will try to keep this short-ish. I have a problem with short videos, especially when I'm talking. I wish you guys all the best of luck and success and strength through your recovery. And if you're new in your recovery, or if you're thinking about stopping substances or other unhealthy behaviors, I hope that you can just continue to learn about a more healthy lifestyle, and it will interest you, and then ultimately you will start your recovery. If you are long-term in your recovery, I'm so proud of each and every one of you. I hope that you guys have great joy and love in your life, just like I do, and that's what keeps you going every single day. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and like I said, best of luck in your recovery, and congratulations on your successes and your sobriety dates. Thank you all so much. Bye.